TYT's got a new audio network, guys, and you're gonna love it. We got our existing shows, but on top of that, we've got a whole new slate of shows coming out that are in podcast form, including the Jimmy Dore Show. So now nobody does comedy like Jimmy. He is super aggressive and sometimes harsh and often irreverent, but he's gonna give it to you like he sees it. There's no question about that. So you're gonna love this podcast. He's gonna have some of the top comedians and comedy writers on there. So if you wanna check that out along with the entire audio network, go to tyt.com/audio. So yesterday, Donald Trump announces, well, here's an executive order, and we're not going to separate kids from their families anymore. Now, we're still gonna charge those parents who cross the border, and that's a misdemeanor. In the past, we did not pursue those charges because we thought it was a waste of time and money, especially if we're going to deport those families anyway. But Donald Trump disagrees, and he wants to prosecute them, and perhaps up to as long as 6 months. But he said yesterday basically that he would keep the kids with their families, so presumably they would spend time in detention together. So now, a wrinkle to that story. What happened to the kids that already got separated from their parents? Well, there is a number of disturbing elements to that. So first, let me go to HuffPost here. President Donald Trump signed an executive order, they explain, on Wednesday and to end his administration's policy of separating undocumented immigrant families and instead detain parents with their children. But the reversal, which could face a legal battle, likely won't apply to more than 2,300 children who have already been separated from their parents, the Department of Health and Human Services said. So, in fact, Kenneth Wolf, the ACF spokesperson, said, quote, there will not be a grandfathering of existing cases. So to grandfather something means to say that the new rules apply retroactively to the people that were affected earlier. So he says that will not happen. So if for the 2 months that we had the rule that we were gonna separate the kids, we're gonna keep it that way. For the 2,300 kids that got separated, sad day for you, we're not gonna put you back with your parents. So that's disturbing to say the least. Now they claim, no, that's all right, eventually they'll get back together, but as you'll see at the end of the story, turns out, no, a lot of them are being deported without their kids. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so now we're gonna go to some people who are tracking this. Elizabeth Frankel with the Young Center for Immigrant Children's Rights says about the kids that are being detained, quote, they're in crisis, they're just crying uncontrollably. So that's the kids, unfortunately also the parents. Now we go to a report about Eric Henshaw. He is an assistant federal public defender in Texas. So here's a report out of Raw Story about it. A public defender who handles immigration cases said the government has no answers for parents separated from their children at the border and no apparent intention of ever reuniting those shattered families. Wow. Now the government says, no. At some point they'll probably get reunited. I mean, we had some procedure for that, and apparently it isn't being applied, as you're about to see here, because it's not just Henshaw is saying it, it's also a judge. So deeply problematic, and it's already been executed. People have already been deported without their kids. So it's an absolute mess. The problem always comes back to the same thing. Donald Trump could not manage his way out of a wet paper bag. That is why he bankrupted 6 different companies. He is a terrible, terrible manager. He doesn't do his homework. He doesn't bother to do any of the details or any planning. So that's why you have the holy mess that we're in right now. So let me go to Henshaw. He says the client meetings have been crushing. One man sobs asking how his small child could defend himself in a detention facility. One cries so uncontrollably he is hardly able to speak. Question after crying question piles up from one client to the next. So deeply disturbing. Now that's both the children and the parents crying. By the way, one aspect of this I didn't even think of. One of the clients says, I don't know how to read or write. Remember, they are running from terrible violence in Central America, and some of those places are in remote areas with not very good education. So since they don't know how to read and write, some of them don't even know how to write out their kids' names. So how are we gonna find the kids? Maybe that's why we shouldn't have separated them in the first place. So now let me go to New York. Hundreds of children have been sent to shelters in New York City, Mayor Bill de Blasio said on Wednesday, while some parents have already been deported without their children. Jesus, how the hell are they ever going to get back together? Is anyone tracking this? The incompetence of Donald Trump and his administration knows no bounds. Okay, finally back to Henshu. He explains that at one point during the proceedings, the judge slammed his hand on the desk, sending a pen flying. This type of emotional display is unheard of in federal court. I can't understand this, the judge said. If someone at the jail takes your wallet, they give you a receipt. They take your kids and you get nothing, not even a slip of paper. That is what the judge was asking the prosecutor, and the prosecutor had no good answers. These fools, they separated the kids from the parents without a good plan to bring them back together. So now some of the parents are being sent away without the kids. When they go to court to get the kids, people don't have a good way of tracking where the kids are. Now, if we go to release the kids, who are we going to release them to? This is an unbelievable mess. No one had to do this. It was not done in the past. There was no imperative to do this. Trump chose to make a giant mess out of it. 2 months later, after getting tremendous criticism for it, he reversed his direction, but he didn't have a good plan going in. He doesn't have a good plan going out. So right now, those families are separated with no decent plan on how to put them back together again. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.